Welcome to Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news, trends, and insights from Littlefield Agency. Grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. I'm Sam Littlefield. With me is
Roop.
Brother, how are you? What a good week, huh?
Yeah, this is a big week at Littlefield Agency.
This is a big week, not only for Littlefield Agency. This is a big week for Tulsa.
Oh, yeah.
For the state of Oklahoma. Because we are NBA Finals champions. Let's freaking go. Oklahoma City Thunder, baby. We are so excited. Chris and Tom literally took the day off to go to the parade in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I have goosebumps.
They saw a game too, didn't they? They attended like game 5
They
or
went to
4
two
or
games.
something.
Yeah, they went to
2 games.
They went to game 1 and they went to game 5. So they saw a loss and they saw a victory. And ultimately they saw our Thunder fight to the very end.
Is this Oklahoma's first professional sport? The big sports, hockey, football, basketball, and baseball. I think this is our only championship.
Well, Chris Kaiser's like, hey, have you ever had a team that's went all the way and won? I was like, no. Oklahoma State football was in basketball. That's all I rooted for growing up. They never won a championship.
Yeah,
this is cool.
I don't know that we've ever had really a major league team, let alone a championship.
And they said it was like second, finals victory in franchise history. Well, yeah, that franchise was not in Oklahoma at the time.
Right.
So this is
Seattle, right?
Oklahoma's first win. To all of our Oklahoma listeners, LFG, amazing. And it's just really the energy being an hour and 20 down the road, you can feel it. The whole Oklahoma City metro is shut down today. The city of Oklahoma City was given a national day of celebration. They are closed. The city of Oklahoma City. That's a big deal.
Are they ever really open, though?
Hey, good Lord. Transitioning out of that one. Okay, another big week. If you were watching the video, we have new swag. Simple Modern hooked it up. Oklahoma City, man. Great company. Love supporting local. They're national, but you know what I mean. If you're watching this video, navy blue cup, I got to give it to my boy, Trent Guyer. I was kind of leaning towards a forest green, and he was like, dude, blue's your color.
Yeah, the blue looks good.
Trent, thank you, because he's turned out amazing. Can't wait to give these to our clients. So thank you, Simple Modern, for that. It is Wellness Week at the agency. And in addition to Wellness Week, we have a client up from Austin, Texas, Velocity Credit Union.
Oh, yeah. Shout
out to Alan. Alan is here in Tulsa, and we have a shoot today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It's a busy week on top of Wellness Week. And Roop, Wellness Week, give our listeners a lay of the land.
Yeah, so this is today's topic. Can I just do today's topic and then talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, today's topic, since it is wellness, thank you, Claude. Since it is Wellness Week at Littlefield, we thought we would talk about marketing and mental health and how to lead and how to work without burning out in the agency life, which is why one of the reasons why I think we do Wellness Week.
Yeah, and I want to say, this is our 5th anniversary of Wellness Week.
Yes, started right after the pandemic, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Someone was like, "Hey, is it a mental health awareness month?" I was like, "Actually, no, that's in May. We do it in June because it really kind of aligns with people's schedules, and we want to make sure everyone here at the agency is here, which they are, which is amazing. But mental health has always been very, very important to me throughout high school, kind of, but really in college, I became an advocate for it. And Julie Evans, who's amazing, right?
Yeah,
Shout out to Julie. She's just does so much this week.
Claps for Julie.
Yeah, claps for Julie.
That's it.
I know Julie's not listening to the podcast, but Julie, thank you. She's totally evolved this to not only mental health, but it's emotional health, physical health, spiritual health.
Yeah.
You're getting kind of spiritual in your old age.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But it's just holistic wellness. And it's reminders throughout the week of how you as an employee, a lot of our clients know that this is going on, which I love, can be mindful of just overall good health.
And we've done some different things over the years here, which is, again, shout out to Julie and you, Sam. It's a big deal to, I think, take a whole week to focus on this and celebrate it and kind of give us a reset. So that's why I like that it's in the middle of the year. We have Christmas, which is a very different
6 months away.
event. Yeah, but then we have this, and I like that it's right in the middle of the year here. So we've done different things over the years, but some of the things we do fairly consistently, I think, is on Mondays we've always had these kind of morning breakfast, healthy squirrel bars, acai bowls. I say it right, acai bowls?
Acai.
Acai bowls. Acai
bowl. I like it.
And then yesterday was Monday, so that was that day. We had those things in the morning, and then we had mini massages spread out through the day.
I am feeling really just nimble and flexible right now. You feeling good?
Yeah. And I told her, she said, is there any area to focus on? I said, I just keep all the stress in my shoulders. And she goes, oh boy, you sure do. And so honestly, it hurt. Like she went to town.
My right side is a little tender, not going to lie.
I feel good today.
I feel good.
Yeah. So we've done that. That's been a real staple. I think people look forward to. Chelsea usually grabs 3 or 4 slots, which is a Chelsea move.
Typical of her pledge class.
If it makes her mental health better and her physical health better. All that matters. All right.
Love you, Chelsea.
Today is our regularly scheduled no meeting day.
Yep.
Which is great for my mental health.
And a great reminder, take the stairs Tuesday.
Take the stairs Tuesday.
We have an overall step challenge throughout the week. We're encouraging employees to try to get 10,000 steps each day, 45,000 by Friday at noon. And you're in the running for some raffle prizes, which I think is great.
That's a week-long step challenge thing. I think we've always done. That's been there from week one. But the rules for what it is and the prizes and how it works change every year, mostly because of who?
Rocco.
Guys
out of control. The first year, just to take you guys back for some Littlefield lore here, first year, right, coming out of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And hey, the person that has the most steps at the end of the week will get a gift card.
Yeah. It's like a $100 gift card or something.
$100.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Rocco put it away in week literally the first day.
Rocco may have done like an ultra marathon that week.
Can I add that was the year I wasn't here. I was in San Francisco, but participating and walking everywhere.
Very hilly too.
Yeah, and I didn't even crack the top 3.
Zach Bateman tried to challenge him, made a surge on Thursday, woke up Friday morning. I think Rocco had been up since like 3 a.m. walking. He got out of control.
He broke his iPad, I heard.
Yeah.
He broke his iPad. And also, you think about wellness. I don't know if he was well.
I wondered about it because you could see people would get up from their desks and just start sprinting around the office in circles. I was like, oh my gosh, this is hardcore. Yeah. So, but the steps has always been part of it.
Steps has been part of it. Health. We're walking tomorrow to Guthrie Green. It's going to be really nice weather. Really chilly.
Debatable.
Bring a sweater. Have some food truck. There's tons of food trucks there on Wednesday, which is, I think that's emotional wellness. Get some of your favorite food. We are serving food on the move on Thursday, which I think is just great to be out in the community serving. Again, kind of goes back to that mental and emotional wellness.
A little bit of spiritual.
I think a little spiritual. It's a good reminder of how blessed we are. Mm-hmm. And then we have a happy hour Friday, which is all the above: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. So anyway, it's a wonderful week of the year, and the reason that you're like, oh, okay, Sam and Roop, like, who cares? Well, we want to relate this to you as a B2B marketer, and whether you're a client listening to us or a prospective client, your mental health is very important too, and you've got families, and you've got lives, and you've got all sorts of moving stuff. You've got jobs to perform. You have results to get for your company. You've got bottom lines to grow. There's a lot of moving pieces in your world. And so we're going to share some reminders today, some thoughts.
Yeah, and you may not be able to get a full weekend of this.
No, it's fine.
If you do, that would be great, and we'd love to hear about it. But, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day is doable.
Well, like this week serves as a reminder. Guess what I did this morning? I woke up early. I got a run and a walk in. It was a little warm.
I woke up early today,
but I don't do that every morning. But I was like, hey, I want to get my steps in because I knew it was going to get hot later. If it was not wellness week, I don't think I would have done that. And
after
I'm feeling good too.
And some of that will carry on a little bit after wellness week. So I know a lot of people will kind of get some habits going this week, and it lasts for a while. But the hustle culture that is pretty prevalent, I think, in agency life and marketing, people kind of celebrate their stress. I notice a lot on LinkedIn. There's a lot of questions and kind of like memes and things around it. It doesn't have to be that way. I think that's an assumed emotion or assumed responsibility to burn yourself out, but it's just not sustainable, and it's not worth it. You're going to do better work and more focused work when your head and your body's in the right place.
So true. And so let's lead off with some pointers here. I think the biggest thing is, let's start with your burnout point.
Yeah. So I have worked in places like that. And I'm a personality type that pretty easily gives in to burnout. We'll just keep pushing through, and no matter how tired or mentally exhausted I am, just keep going. I will say these weeks have been good reminders that I don't have to do that. Like I said, giving yourself a little bit of time just to reset every day. And that means pushing away from the computer, not being on the phone, not necessarily, trying to interact with others, just having a moment to yourself. And I do that sometimes in the diner. I'll go in there and kind of just sit for a minute or
decompress.
Pace. Yeah, and just kind of rethink and walk away. And I'd say often if there's a thing I'm working on, I'm stuck on, that kind of resets it in a way I come back fresh and I feel better about it.
It is amazing taking that time. Brandon and Chelsea, often when it's not scorching hot outside, they take a mile. Yeah, and when it is, they take a mile walk. What do you think, Brandon? 3 or 4 times a week normally? Yeah. And by the way, they have encouraged, motivated myself to do that. I did it yesterday. I got 2 miles in. Felt great.
If you're looking
clear brain,
if you're looking for physical stuff, you can go walking. You can take the stairs. You can park at the back of the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Take that extra walk in.
It's true.
Little stuff there.
I look at burnout in the sense of, okay, but when I take that break and I've got to come back and I've got a ton of stuff to knock out before I go home to, my spouse and to my family, et cetera. So what tips would you have there in the sense of, hey, like just, we've got to get our work done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't want you stressed and burned out. Well, and it ebbs and flows. I get that.
And so part of it is, I know myself and developers I've worked with over the years. I think probably even Philip in this world, you end up with a list of things to do, and you feel like as long as there's something on that list, you can't rest, and that makes you very much subservient to the list. And the list is just a list. The work's going to get done.
You love a good list too.
I do. I keep a mini list, but I don't really kill myself over not having it empty all the time. That's just not reasonable. You have a job and you have work and work comes through, so there's always going to be something to do. Having a 0-item list isn't reasonable, but mentally I think a lot of folks have that, I need to get through this list. Oh my gosh, it's been on there for a few weeks. That's where you lean on your coworkers and project managers and account folk and others to help you organize, prioritize, and get through those things.
Well, the prioritizations, the biggest part, hey, if there's 5 things I need to do today, what are the 2 most important?
Right.
And if I don't get to those other 3 things,
and there are going to be times where you're going to work later or at night or over the weekend, but those need to be the exceptions, not the rule. If they're the rule, you're not doing good work anymore.
I agree. I totally agree. And here's one thing, and I think I actually had a conversation about this yesterday with someone. The amount of it starts at the leadership level.
Yes.
I think that's very a no knock on any other employee, but they can't dictate what that work-life balance looks like. And I forget who I was chatting with about, but it has to come from the leadership perspective and level.
Yeah.
And if they see said leader working 80 hours a week, are they going to feel good about taking that break? Probably not.
It has to come from
leadership. Again, we got to get work done. I get that.
100%. But it has to come from leadership because, like you said, they're not going to give themselves that excuse the boss isn't doing it, so I can't do it. Trying to match that energy. They have to feel like it's okay to do. So when leadership says, yeah, I want you to take some time. I want you to, hey, you're burning out a little bit. Let's look at your schedule and prioritize some stuff. I want you to go ahead and head home today a little bit early, spend some time with the wife and kids, go to the baseball game, whatever. That's important to recognize, and it does take leadership for that. One of our bullet points says, how do you recognize the early signs of burnout in yourself and your team? You got to be honest with yourself. I've recognized it in folks that report to me many times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's hey, I know you're really busy right now, but I want to make sure you're good the rest of the week, and we hit this deadline for next Tuesday. It doesn't all have to be done today. So why don't you go ahead and knock off a little bit early today and just take a nap, go, whatever you need to do to kind of recharge and not think about this. Do not open your laptop.
Well, and I'll give you credit, and Claude, I think you can, attest to this. Absolutely. You're very good at that. You're very mindful of people that direct report to you. And, and I try to do little things all the time. Let me give you an example. I've got 2 younger kids, 4 and 2 years old. They're at really fun ages. Well, my kids go to bed at 7:30.
So lucky.
Which is amazing, right? But a lot of times I'll leave here at 4:30 so I can get, and I'm very open about this. Employees will see me leave and I am out of the office, and I've got 2 great hours with my kids, feed them dinner, get them bathed, in bed. Guess what I got to do when they go to bed? I got to get the rest of my work done. And that's okay. That's the world that we live in now. And there's so many oh, no, you got to be, David Littlefield, God love him, butts and seats guy. If your butt's not in your seat at 5 p.m., you're not working.
It was a different era.
It was a totally different era. Well, now it's like, hey, you know what? What I'm doing right now, does it absolutely need to be done right now? Sometimes yes. Sometimes it's no. I can go and relieve and see my kids, hang out with them, love on them, get my work done at the end of the night, and I wake up and I do it all over again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think there's little reminders. There's a great book that we read as an agency years ago, and this company out of San Francisco, agency, working on a huge pitch. And everyone had writer's block. Everyone was burnt out. They'd been logging, 60 to 80 hours prepping for this pitch. And the leader of the pitch team said, guys, screw it. Let's get out of the agency. We're going to go catch a baseball game. And all of a sudden, halfway through that baseball game, the winning idea came to one of the people. He just needed a brain break.
Just need to relax a little bit. Yeah.
Literally wrote it down real quick, and they went on to win the pitch with that winning idea. And it's amazing. Had they stayed in that conference room for another 6 hours, probably wouldn't have come to that winning idea.
Yeah, 100%.
Great example. Hey, tools and rituals that help marketers, decompress and refocus. We have no scheduled meeting days every other week.
Yeah,
that's a huge hit here at the agency.
That's a big one. That's year round. We do that all year round.
So you can still, as a project manager can still have a client status call, but there are no big client meetings on this day because it's a time for people to get out of the minutia, come up here, think bigger picture. It's been a great thing in the sense of better strategies, better thinking for our clients.
Yeah, you get to use that day however you want. It's a catch-up day. It's a research day. It's it just means you don't have uninterrupted or interrupted thought, which is another thing that's not really on the list here. But I think in our jobs we have to sit and do a lot of deep thinking.
Yeah.
And
all the time.
If I'm 30 minutes into some deep thought and deep research and I have to stop to go to a meeting or someone's coming to bother me or whatever the case may be, I just reset 20 minutes of that 30 minutes. So you kind of end up working these little increments and you don't really get to your end goals. And that's that's a mental fatigue for me and I think for most folks. So things like no meeting day helps with, hey, I know next Tuesday this is coming. That's my deep thought day.
And you've got walking meetings. I tell myself every month I want to start doing more walking meetings. Those are the best meetings. Get out of the office, 20 minutes, have a chat, talk about something that is client related, agency related, come back in. Feels good.
I need to do more. I did one with this one a while back.
Let's do our next one-on-one walking meeting, you and me.
Yeah, I think it's next week.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, next Thursday. Don't let me forget.
We'll do it.
Because we'll sit down and I'll be like, oh, shoot, we should be walking. Getting our steps in. And then here's the thing, right? I think it's investing in the workplace. It's little gestures here and there for your employees, again, coming from the leadership level. We're looking into we're exploring some different platforms for our employees right now. Very, very focused on wellness. It rewards you. It gives you access to workout classes. It gives you nutritional information on things, recipes, et cetera. It's really, really cool. Julie and I did this demo yesterday. We're exploring a few other platforms as well, but it doesn't break the bank. It's a great way to reward your employees. You can celebrate employee milestones through this. Brandon goes above and beyond and does this. We can give him certain points. There's things like that I think are motivating for employees of, hey, yeah, of course, my employer cares about me in the workspace.
That's it right there.
But my employer also cares about me outside of the workplace. I think that is where companies win in the next 10 years. You look at Gen Z, you look at millennials, you even look at boomers, right? Like people want to be cared for. And empathy goes a long way.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was your dad or Rocco at some point. Someone said something about attaboys for a lot of people go a lot further than money does. And I think that's true. I was like, that really resonates.
Recognition,
of course, I like, compensation in the form of my bank account. Got to live. But the attaboys feel, but there's a feeling with that's very different than drawing a paycheck.
Totally.
And I think that feeling is kind of a mental reward through your work.
Well, I didn't even think about this. Every monthly staff meeting, first Friday of every month, we do attaboys, tribal stories, shout outs. Yeah. Hey, Brandon did this great. Roop did that. Someone reimagined this. And it's that verbal comfort. Does everyone get one every month? No. But it's a great reminder of, hey, you went out of your way and we noticed that you went above and beyond. And
thank
you.
People like those.
It's a great thing.
Another thing we do ongoing, which, this is mileage will vary depending on where you work, but we have a remote hybrid kind of, you have the opportunity to work remotely if you can. If you need to. Like today, a lot of people are.
Absolutely. I bet there's, 6 people in the office today?
Yeah.
7?
But otherwise, we're in office, which I think the in-office part is also part of the mental health deal for us, at least. Like, we like each other. We like to be together.
Sure.
We do better work when we're together. But we're flexible in that way. And I think that relieves a lot of stress on people, especially with kids.
That's a great way to put it. Flexibility is key.
Yeah.
The media and analytics team, and you do this a lot too, there's a lot of trafficking details. They can't get shoulder tapped, and they work from home a lot. And that's a great thing. I'd say they're up here 3 or 4 days a week.
Deep thought's a big deal for them.
Deep thought's a big deal. Absolutely. So that's kind of, a treetop version of just some good reminders, that your employees, your teams, your mental health, it's so important. I go back to just had an interview, and I'll share this with you here shortly, with a great guy. He's the founder and CEO of an outbound new business prospecting program. And he said, hey, any tips? And one of my first bosses in San Diego, Peggy Powers, we were so stressed. We're on deadline. We hit our deadline. I was on the new business team. And she's like, hey, let's go on a walk. I'm going to buy you a coffee. Peggy took me out. Beautiful, sunny San Diego, 75, not 95. And we have a cup of coffee, and we get back, and it's this door right before our work area, the new biz team. And she was like, hey, no one's dying, and we're not curing cancer. And she's like, I appreciate that you care so much, and you are giving it 100% all the time. But she said, sometimes we're marketers.
Right.
And it's a reminder of thank you for your great work. But at the end of the day, do a great job, have a great attitude, go home and love your family.
Yeah.
I've got Peggy to thank for that.
That's a look at sustainability in a workforce right
and
there.
I will forever be thankful, because as a leader of this agency, no matter what happens, good or bad, it's a constant reminder. I tell people up here of I told Claude, no one's dying, right? When she first started. Mm-hmm. We're marketers.
We're in this business because we can't be brain surgeons. We're not capable of it.
You don't want me out for, that's exactly right. And of course, right, to our clients listening, we care very deeply about your business. We care about the results. You all pay us great money to get you where you want to go and where you need to be. But we like to have some fun while we're doing it.
Yeah.
So, Roop, happy Wellness Week, my friend.
Happy Wellness Week,
always
Sam.
Good. Part of my mental reprieve is I like being here in this room with you.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a nice, safe space.
On no meeting day.
Damn,
Technically not a meeting.
That's a standing meeting. Thanks for keeping me humble. To our listeners, we hope this is helpful. We will see you next week, and we thank you for your time. Happy Wellness Week from Littlefield Agency.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you found a spark of inspiration for your marketing strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Littlefield Agency to keep the conversation going. Catch you next time.